Shit.
Once the news sites start posting it, it's fair game. But just be forewarned, Jay's going to give his review for The Mandalorian Season 3, and apparently the spoilers are out there. So I don't know if you want to check back with us in like 20 minutes. If you don't want to have it spoilers for you, put the old school earmuffs on or what you want to do. But just in case you don't want it spoiled for you.
Just say earmuffs. Then you can say fuck, shit, whatever. Just say earmuffs.
All right, Frank. You know, just didn't want the kid to hear curse words. It's not a game.
He's like, don't abuse it.
I just watched like 20 minutes of that last night before I went to bed. I love that movie.
Classic times. Yeah, man, I love that. That like honestly, it shuffled up my favorite TV shows after I watched that. Like right now, it's setting at Sopranos, Cobra Kai, The Mandalorian now is third. Fourth is well, I was gonna say Oz, but fourth would be Breaking Bad, then Oz at fifth.
You do love Oz. You're an Oz watching son of a bitch.
I love those cock swingers. Those cock swinging. Hey man, you don't judge it until you ever see those soap suds running down the crack of another man's ass. Don't you dare judge. Don't you dare judge, Johnny boy.
So we might as well get into it. We're already talking about it, man. And again, some people thought when we post this that I'd watched it too. I've not. I've only seen the first episode of Mandalorian, and while I liked it, I just don't have the time in my life for a new friend right now. To quote Cable Guy, Jack Black, or not Jack Black, but Matthew Broderick. To Jim Carrey. But Jay watched that, and I watched the WWE pay-per-view last night, so we're going to take turns giving our reviews to each of those things, and that's just the way it is, because Stone Cold said so.
This is the way.
Oh, yes. So how was it?
Man, oh, god damn. I mean, there's no, like, if there were a Richter scale, that motherfucker broke it and then shit in the mouth of whatever held it before. Like, it literally went off the rails, dude. Like, it's one of the best dramas I've ever seen, and it really is funny, because it's got a Western style feel to it throughout the entire season 1 and season 2. They keep that up. It's like High Plains Drifter, Outlaw Josie Wells, Pale Rider, all those awesome Clint Eastwood oldies mixed in with like the sci-fi drama. And dude, they nail it. I can't, and it's funny because there's people showing quotes from J.J. Abrams. And dude, Jon Favreau literally scud missiles this motherfucker quote out of the water. J.J. Abrams said, "There's no way to appease old Star Wars fans while introducing new characters." And Jon Favreau, there's a meme that says, "Hold my beer," because he fucking does it.
Oh, so
like
he
John,
didn't like diss him or anything. It was just
no, Jon Favreau didn't say anything. It was just a meme, but it sums it up perfectly. Dude, it's one of the best storytelling elements in a show I've ever seen, because that's what really was missing throughout the whole, like, the next generation of Star Wars, is that the storytelling's been off. Like, when Disney acquired Star Wars, like, everybody assumed it was going to kind of continue the tradition of George Lucas, and they were like, no, rely on the special effects. Special effects sell, bitch. And then they were like, "Oh, see, that you done fucked it up." But the Mandalorian has got solid storytelling. It's got great characters that they develop over the show, and in the second season, they really flesh them out. The chemistry is off the charts. But and I don't know, the ending. When you get to the last episode, when you find out who that is that's walking down there, dude, your face, like I was like, "No, that ain't it. That ain't it." Because I saw it and I was like, "That's shit. That's a lie. That's a lie." And then I saw it when he got closer, when it revealed, I was like, "Holy fuck, it's a pika." I went straight Baby Yoda, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, it was fuck." I mean, we might as well get it out here. The ending for this show. So, spoiler alert here. The big surprise ending is.
Hang on, I didn't mean to cut you off. Hang on, real quick, because this super chat's about to disappear and we'll lose it. So,
okay.
Sean Tubby 123, thanks, buddy. Says number 1, what's up, glow sticks? Number 2, five layer burrito from Taco Bell. Number 3, low key Jay got style. Number 4, Mike is my emo countryman. Number 5. Sorry, y'all, no song request for this week. Peace. I like that. Emo countryman.
I like it. You know what? If you just sent a Christmas card with all that stuff on it, you would be best friends with us for life. That's like, all we need.
You can write a good song, but you can also chop some fucking wood. Joe Medeiros, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says Jon Favreau is really doing a great job with the Star Wars universe.
He is. Jon Favreau is killing it, absolutely killing it. And again, it's just really interesting. You take someone like Jon Favreau, who is showing that he can take stuff like properties that are pretty much dead in the water and rescue it. I mean, I'm not saying Star Wars was dead in the water, but it's been on life support for a little bit, and Jon Favreau's reaching and pulling it out of the dirt. I mean, and again, he's just relying on great storytelling to tell the story. I mean, yeah, the special effects are there, and like you don't need to rely so much on that to tell the story. The character building and those arcs that he sets up is what's important. I mean, you look at Iron Man. I mean, he took Iron Man, which was a mid-tier Marvel character, and made it phenomenal, made it huge. He did the same thing with Elf. I mean, he said, "I want to make a Christmas movie," and he made a cult classic. So I'm just saying, it's all about story and how you execute it. But yeah, so this is spoiler right here. because I think everybody wants to get to the bantha in the room. That's Star Wars reference. The bantha, but
I don't know what that means.
It's a little. Never mind.
Inside baseball.
It's a Hoth. It's from the planet Hoth, the snow planet where Santa Claus lives. But no, so the bantha in the room, I suppose, is that Luke Skywalker does show up. He shows up at the very end of season 2. I mean, I'm talking. You know the hallway scene in Rogue One?
Yeah.
They replicate that with fucking Luke Skywalker, dude. Like an X-wing flies in it, and it's just a lone X-wing, and Moff Gideon's like, "Ha, it's only one X-wing," and then you're like, "Wait a minute, there's one X-wing," and there was like a tingling in my wiener hole, and I'm like, "There's no way, there's no fucking way," and I was like, because Baby Yoda had reached out to the Force right before he got captured, and he sent out a signal to any Jedi that were available to come, get him, and I was like, "There's no goddamn way." And he fucking shows up, dude, and he rules that shit. Like, you see his green lightsaber extend, like his wiener, and he just fucking mops the floor with these Imperial, dude. Like, it's the coolest shit I've ever seen. And they use de-aging on his face to make him look young, because this takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Holy shit, God, dude. And then it's a really sad moment because
does it look good though? Does the CGI look good?
The mouth's kind of fucked up a little bit, but otherwise it looks good. I mean, it looks good for a TV show anyway. I mean, they didn't do a bad job at all. And Mark Hamill played it. They just used a body double, and then they used the de-aging on his face. And then on top, yeah. And then, dude, like one of the fucking. Dude, I'm not saying I cry because there might have been pajama wearing ninjas that snuck into my room late in the evening while I was watching and cut a bunch of onions. It's too cold for those goddamn ninjas. But there's a scene where the Mandalorian, like, their creed is to never remove their helmet, and he has to give Baby Yoda to Luke Skywalker so Luke Skywalker can take him and train him in the ways of the Force. And Baby Yoda wants to see his face, and Mandalorian takes his helmet off and shows his face in front of him. It was the first time he'd ever shown it to another creature. Well, he's shown it earlier in the season, but the first time he'd ever shown it to Baby Yoda, and dude, I was like, that was it. I melted. I looked like Ivan Ooze crying. Like, I had to look at myself in the mirror, and I was like, that thing in Dane Cook. It's like you just continue staring at yourself when you're ugly crying, and you just cry more. That's how I felt. It was all, but dude, yeah. And then Ahsoka Toei, or I can't say her last name that well. She's in it as well. Fan favorite from, yeah, she's a badass dude. The girl, Rosario Dawson, plays her. Great, amazing. She's a fan favorite from Clone Wars. She's a former apprentice of Luke Skywalker. Amazing. Also, dude, fucking Michael Biehn is in this too. And yeah, I know. Well, he gets it in the end. So yeah, he finally gets Good. Judgment Day. Good. But and dude, the coolest thing is I think it's like third episode in season 2. Timothy Olyphant shows up, and he's fucking like the marshal of a Mos Eisley town, just like Deadwood. He's wearing Boba Fett's armor. Boba Fett's in this, by the way. Boba Fett shows up, and it's like there's so much to go over. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, and I don't want you guys to sit here for 3 hours. But if you've never seen any of the Star Wars Mandalorian, you've got to watch it. Season 2 really, really does amazing with it. Yeah, and somebody like Vanessa says, I refuse to say Grogu. Yeah, they do name the baby Yoda. His name is Grogu.
That's kind of an ugly name for such a cute baby. You know what I mean?
Grogu sounds like, some kind of chemical imbalance that you go to the doctor's like, you got Grogu between your toes. And you're like, what?
It's like naming a human baby fuckface.
Yeah, but dude, after this was over, dude. Oh yeah, and Katie Sackhoff is great in it as well. She comes back as another fan favorite from the Clone Wars. Bo-Katan, I think. Dude, there's so many different like moments in it that just mind. But the Luke Skywalker one is one of the best things I've ever seen, though. Like, hands down, the best thing. You know how you saw Rogue One and you saw that Darth Vader scene? It just set it to another level.
Yeah,
it's the same fucking thing. Or like the Wolverine scene in X-Men movie when you see the Weapon X moment.
Well, nothing I saw was anything negative about it. Like, it was all great stuff. And when you go and you take a character like Luke Skywalker, and you fucking CGI him, you better have some badass shit going on. You better have something cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I think easily that could have been just pure rage from the Star Wars fan base, but apparently they must have fucking killed it, man. Because I haven't seen a single person pissed off.
Well, the thing about it, and again, it was almost like, because the music swells when he's in the hallway, and you like, I know hardcore fans were like, that's fucking Luke because he's got the one glove. And you're like, that's fucking Luke. And like, there's like the music's swelling, and it's like this orchestra moment, and it's almost apologetic. Like, it's like they're apologizing for The Last Jedi. They're like, we're sorry that we made Luke Skywalker suck on a tit. We didn't mean that. This is the Luke Skywalker you deserved. Here you go.
So it puts the Luke from Rise of the Skywalker to shame, or was it?
Oh God, dude, 100%. Like, he literally, Ryan Johnson & Johnson. I shouldn't make movies. Like, this was like the worst. Like, this was literally showing him how to actually treat these characters that people love. And I mean, again, I'm not saying they should have gone and made a de-aged whole movie with Luke Skywalker, but I mean, I'm just saying it looked awesome, and that was what people wanted to see. Luke like whooping ass. 5 years after Return of the Jedi is what it is. And I don't know, man. I really can't wait. Like, I felt like Mark Anthony. I was literally just listening to it before, like, at the end of it, I was like, tell me, baby Yoda, because I need to know. I want to know more. Because there's so many questions you're left with, because now, you know, Mandalorian even says, I'll see you again to baby Yoda. And you don't know how that's going. And dude, at the so stick around after the credits in season 2, last episode, because they have a scene to Boba Fett goes, remember Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Boba Fett comes down there, kills the guy that's on the throne, and dude, like a fucking badass. Remind me of Vin Diesel in Chronicles of Riddick. He's like, you keep what you kill. And he sits in the throne, dude. Like that. He like sits in the throne and he just leans forward and it says the Book of Boba. That's where they're gonna take place from there.
I did see that they announced that today, that scene, that show's coming.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
Marco Viva Toro says everybody thought Sebastian Stan was going to be Luke when they showed his face. No lie, he does look like a young Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, yeah, Sebastian Stan.
Yeah,
I could see him.
And plus, he's on the roster already. Maximum Mac, thank you very much for that. Says Moff Gideon, when he knew a Jedi was coming, looked like when you have a friend over and you're not supposed to because you're grounded and you hear your mom pull up in the driveway.
That's kind of true. Yeah, Moff Gideon did look like he had shit his pants pretty well. Like he looked like he had been trying to pass a turd and then or a fart, and then it literally splattered on the back of his undies. He sharted himself. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy, and you know, I was telling, I don't know if it was Ken Burnett or somebody else we were talking on Facebook, but I really want to know if they're going to continue doing, because they mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is one of the best villains of all time, ever. I mean, they mentioned him. That's who Ahsoka is looking for, is Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I think that's Ahsoka that's looking for him. But dude, he's one of the best villains. I mentioned him. I wonder if they're going to keep drawing from the Heir to the Empire trilogy, because if they do that, you're going to have Jorus Both show up, which is a crazy Jedi master. He's fucking insane. He's like a dark side user, but he's like a clone, but he's insane. You're going to have that. You're going to have Dash Rendar show up, which is like a Han Solo kind of guy.
That's a lot of name. Dash Rendar is fucking cool.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like he sells Gillette. It sounds like he sells Barbasol. But yeah, dude, I can't wait, man. I'm just overwhelmed, like, and the excitement. And again, I don't know if people understand how crazy Grand Admiral Thrawn is. He's the best tactician ever in the Empire, ever. And like the Emperor Palpatine was racist. Like he hated all aliens. He only wanted humans as the Empire. And Grand Admiral Thrawn is literally a chiss, which is blue-skinned people with red eyes. And the fact that he rose up through the ranks he's sexy as fuck. But he rose up through the ranks as a Grand Admiral showcases his ability and how badass he really is. So I mean, it's going to be amazing if they show him.